So this is the cheap car, the third. So big problem with this car is coils are $300 for two for this car. It needs two of them, so that adds to the price list of getting it legally put on the road. I went on the internet though and found some other cheaper sources, so we might go that route and see what happens. But anyways, it's got its last 10-day on it. As in Ontario, you're only allowed to do 10 days for temporary licensing, just to basically help you get it on the road. So you got to get it to the mechanics or whatever, or test drive it, etc. But anyways, it runs really good, so I'm gonna see what I do with it. I mean, it's not worth much in scrap, but the thing is so cheap to insure and so cheap to drive, and it's just a cheap car to drive, easy to maintain. So in the used vehicle information package, it'll show you the CO number, brief description, then down at the bottom it'll tell you how much retail or wholesale this car is, just for a guideline of what it's worth. But since this one's 20 years old, it will not show that. Then you got to get it appraised, and then on the next thing it'll show like current owners and list of owners that it's had. This one's had 2 owners. Then it'll have a spot for the bill of sale. Then if your vehicle is 20 years old or older, you got to get it appraised so you can pay the tax on it to get it put in your name. This piece of paper here will cost between $20 and maybe $50, depending on where you live and how much they charge you. And to get this done, you got to take the vehicle to the person or have them come out and see the vehicle and get it appraised. So that's another step you got to get done. So then you go into the driver's license office. So this car was appraised for $500, even though I paid a bottle of whiskey. That's what they're appraising it at. So I had to pay $65 tax on the a value of $500 to get it transferred from the person I bought it from to my name. It was $32. Then to put a temporary sticker on it was $15. So that's $112 to put it into my name and to be able to drive it. In Ontario, you're allowed 2 temporary stickers. It's a red T, so you're allowed to do 2 of them for the purpose of moving it when you purchase it, to get it home, to get it to the garage, to get it e-tested, to get it certified, stuff like that. So the temporaries, it's kind of a nice option to have. It's a $15 sticker. So that's 2 temporaries I put on this car, and I'm gonna get it fixed. It's a cheap little car, it's easy to work on, it's cheap on fuel, it's cheap insurance, like super cheap. So you know what, why not? Like, the insurance only cost me $29 a month to drive this car. Super cheap. So why not, you know? If I was to go buy a Honda Civic, same car, for me it's $20 more a month. But at the end of the day, they're still cheap cars. But that's why I'm going to be stubborn and fix it and get it ready for the road, as it's got a good powertrain in it. That's why I put the second temporary on it. Thought I'm going to drive it, and the powertrain works great at this point in time. I mean, maybe it'll go a week, maybe it'll go 10 years, but it's cheap. So I'm going to fix it and put it on the road. Then you got to get your vehicle inspected. This one failed. I knew it needed wheel bearings, as they're starting to make some noise. There's no play in it, but they're making noise. Front rotors, I know the vehicle was sitting for quite a while, so they're badly pitted. So they want them replaced. They say here muffler, but it's not a muffler. It's the tailpipe. There's actually just a little pinhole in it, but they want to put a whole new tailpipe and muffler on, so suit the mechanic. But that's an easy fix there. And then the coils, I didn't know, but the coils are broken at the end, so they're $150 a piece. So that adds up fast. But I found some used online at the One Wreckers, or I can buy them new off the internet for fairly cheap. So that's a job there. Once you get it apart, you'll know what you want to do. If you want to put in new struts, or sorry, used struts from the wrecker with the coils. So this place here wanted $2,200 to do this little bit of work. And then so yeah, not cheap to get a vehicle on the road, but same point, this garage here charges 80 bucks an hour, and they want to put on extra parts, as like they don't want to repair the tailpipe, they just want to put on a whole new tailpipe and muffler. At the end of the day, it needs it. But for sure, I'm going to do it much cheaper than $2,200. And that's what they quoted. So, anyways, I'll do some work on it, and then we'll get it on the road. Being this vehicle is 20 years old, I got an extra step, get it appraised, so I can pay tax on it to put it in my name. But that's just something to keep in mind when you're buying a vehicle. So that's what we have to do in Ontario to put a car on the road. Being that this was 20 years old, it's got an extra step to putting it in your name, to putting it on the road. But that's what we got to do here in Ontario. Thanks for watching. Don't be shy. Smash the heck out of the like button. Cheers.